don't see it coming from that perspective. The only thing we see is a measure of saying this is this and this is that, and a heavy hand of overreach to something that you say, you ramped up, and see, by ramping it into a certain measure, we know full well that what's going to ensue. Once you start talking about a state of emergency, and you start talking about mandatory, and you start talking about you got to take the door, I'm got to put down more, I forgot what you used there, protocols on your, and so on and so on. This doesn't have well, it actually do, because I don't believe in the word, but this doesn't have a democracy feeling at all, or freedom and the Statue of Liberty welcoming all. It seems like a whole nother perspective of, yes, that is, but because we did this to you, you do what I see. And I tell you when to let you in and when to go to school and shit. So we have to look at this same thing in the prospectical understanding of these laws and executive laws in this situation that has come to this. You see. Nobody's interested in demonizing their practice or their method to cure. Nobody's in that. So where you get the misinformation from when I'm talking about lives, human lives, to see rightful coming from the government. But that's not what we saw. And then when we say we didn't see that, when we say we don't trust that, when we speak out against it because we see something that it seems to be that, even going back historically, now it's misinformation. But I see a lot of people use the theory that say that a lot of black people didn't want to do it because of the Tuskegee experiment. But you've been doing that, even past that. Sorry to the brothers and sisters and the African people that lost their life in that situation at such a cruel manner. But we can't live by the Tuskegee experiment because we know there were many, many more leading all the way up to now. So is you on the 100 or are you on the 0? Even when we speak about the bottlenecking at the ports where the import and exports of our foods and goods and different things that we're now dependent on outsiders. How is there about what could be? And then you got truck drivers saying that they're gonna quit if Biden continues to push on them like that. So now we don't have nobody to transport the food. So he has finally did the final hit using this method and blaming everything on a pandemic and a COVID-19. Doesn't make any sense. This is what I'm telling people. It's not misinformation. It's the information in which you are showing us that is causing misinformation. Because misinformation is coming from you. It's the same thing with the pay that you pay the people. And saying, I can't give you no more money, and they cut you right off, leave you dead in the street. It's been going on for years. Then you slam them with your guns, bang, bong, can't even live there. Then you go with another country, you get slang, bang, 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 bang. Not that country, but just you go to, and not that. That's not what I'm talking about. So don't go there, you two. What I'm saying is a slang, not erase. Stupid. You know what I mean? But you get slam, bang, bang, bang. You want to go to that country and you want to be able to live in peace with that cultural race or any race anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that straight. But that was a slang based on like bam, 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 bam. I'm thinking everything is based on someone else. I miss it, things like that, but we have to come to grips with certain things here now. It's getting to be really ridiculous. And that's the shameful part. When we look at what's going on today, and they don't care. I mean, Gavin down there, he's talking garbage about a mayor. You know what I'm saying? She's not in the other one in Portland, not doing anything. This one, I'm in Chicago, not doing anything. And it goes on and on because the demon has set a plan forward from the demon Democrats and using their party to be doing this for years, 47 years and better. A bad policy, shitty policy. The worst policies I've ever seen. But preaching this righteous, oh, I love you, Bambi. You look at cartoons and you love you. Now the cartoons are turning out to be gender mess with. I mean, that's keep it 100 here. People have to start looking at things a whole lot better because we don't know how these people went socialists, communists, Marxists, I don't know. We don't know. Because their agenda that they're showing is showing us that. But yet still you say it's misinformation. Or I guess your misinformation is in other words that shut up, I don't care what you say. More so. It seems like that's what you're saying. But that still does not leave the people in a better position to understand any kind. And if you call that science, it does not make sense. Nobody should want to practice that kind of science in its totality. You know, science must be a beautiful thing. Even sometimes in its failure, the failure must be minimum. Minimum, if there is at all. And then you go back. But it must be flawless in its curiosity of curing. You see? For better lack of word. You know? This is what we must see now. The misinformation has come from your side. People are defending themselves from your side. Biden is a loose cannon and always been. I saw that even back when he was the vice president. And before that. Same for Reagan, all of them. All the demon Democrats who switch back and forth saying they're Democrats and Republican and I'm a Republican and I'm a Democrat. I don't know who I'm rightfully are, but I'm both. We've seen a lot of that all the way up to this. And been watching. You see? So this is point black. Saying keep it hot. Be wise. Be strong. And keep on getting on. Do not let anybody get us down. We must fight the fight all the way to the end. You see what I'm saying? So raw. Stay wise. One. And farewell, my friends. We will meet again. One.